Okay, so today we're going to take a deep dive into something that's getting a ton of attention in the health and wellness world, and that's Moringa oleifera.
Moringa.
We found a great article by Nutra Guru called The Nutrient Power of Moringa, More Than Just a Superfood.
I love that title.
Right, and you know what? That's exactly what we're going to try to do today. We're going to move past all the hype and really get down to what makes this plant so special.
Exactly.
We're going to give you that core understanding, but in a way that's easy to understand and,
digestible.
Exactly. So, we really want to dig deeper than just those surface level claims.
Absolutely.
And really get into the science behind this.
The why.
Yes.
The why.
What's really cool when you start to learn about Moringa is the just huge concentration of important nutrients it has.
Yeah. So let's get right into those nutrients.
Okay, let's do it.
So the Nutra Guru article starts off by talking about all the vitamin A. And, vitamin A is essential for so many things, like our vision, our skin, our immune system. So important.
But get this, Moringa has more vitamin A than carrots.
Wow.
I know.
That's impressive.
Right. When I think of vitamin A, I think of carrots.
Yeah.
So to hear that Moringa has even more, that really shows you how potent this stuff is.
It's a great way to think about it because we all know carrots are good for us.
Yeah.
So to know that Moringa has even more vitamin A than carrots, that's saying something.
It really is.
And it's not just about helping us see. Vitamin A is also crucial for our cells to grow and develop properly.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's a fundamental process for every single tissue and organ in our body.
I didn't know that.
And it makes you wonder about the type of vitamin A in Moringa. Maybe it works differently than other sources, or maybe it interacts with other compounds in the plant in a special way.
That's a good point.
We need more research, for sure.
Okay, so moving on. The article talks about vitamin C next.
Oh, yeah, the immunity booster.
Exactly. And they say Moringa has more vitamin C than oranges? I know, right? It's like oranges are the poster child for vitamin C.
Totally.
But it's not just about fighting off colds.
Yeah.
Vitamin C is a super powerful antioxidant.
Oh, absolutely. Vitamin C is a total rock star when it comes to fighting off those free radicals.
Okay, back up a second. What are free radicals?
Yes, good point. They basically cause damage to our cells.
Oh.
Which can lead to all sorts of problems.
Got it.
So vitamin C swoops in and neutralizes them like a superhero.
Wow.
Protecting our cells and keeping us healthy.
Amazing. And Moringa just happens to be packed with it.
Exactly. And what's really interesting here is that in Moringa, vitamin C is usually found with other compounds.
Okay.
And these compounds can actually make the vitamin C work even better.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a team effort. They can make it easier for our bodies to absorb, or they can boost the antioxidant effects.
That's pretty cool.
It is. You don't always see that with vitamin C supplements, which are often isolated forms of the vitamin.
So Moringa's vitamin C might be even more potent.
Potentially, yes. Yeah. Wow.
The article also mentions vitamin E, which is another important antioxidant, especially for your skin.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, it helps protect our skin from damage caused by things like pollution and sun exposure.
So Moringa is like a triple threat of antioxidants.
You could say that. And all of these antioxidants are working together to protect our bodies from something called oxidative stress.
Oh, God.
Well, basically, it's like wear and tear on our cells.
Oh.
Over time, oxidative stress can lead to all kinds of chronic diseases.
So Moringa is like a shield against that.
Exactly.
Let's move on to minerals, though.
Okay.
The article talks about iron and how Moringa actually has more iron than spinach.
More than spinach?
I know, right? Spinach is like the classic iron-rich food.
I know. I always think of Popeye.
Me too. So that's a big deal.
It is. Iron is so important for our energy levels.
Yeah, it helps our red blood cells carry oxygen throughout our bodies.
And you know what's also important to consider?
What's that?
The type of iron in Moringa.
Some studies have shown that vitamin C can help our bodies absorb iron from plants better.
Interesting.
And Moringa has both. So it could be a really good source of iron, especially for people who don't eat meat.
That makes sense.
It's not always easy to get enough iron on a plant-based diet.
Right.
So Moringa could be a real game changer.
Definitely.
It's like having a built-in absorption booster.
That's so cool.
The article also mentions zinc.
Oh yeah, zinc. What does that do again?
It's actually involved in a ton of different processes in our bodies.
Oh wow, like what?
Well, for one, it's essential for DNA synthesis, which is how our cells make and repair our DNA.
Okay.
It's also super important for our immune system and for a whole bunch of metabolic processes, which are basically all the chemical reactions that keep us alive and functioning.
Wow, so it's kind of a big deal.
It really is. And it even helps with wound healing.
So basically, we need zinc for just about everything.
Pretty much. It's one of those essential nutrients that often flies under the radar, but it's playing a huge role behind the scenes, keeping everything running smoothly.
I'll have to make sure I'm getting enough of that.
Yeah, it's definitely one to keep in mind.
Now, this next part is especially interesting for people who are vegan or vegetarian.
Oh, tell me more.
The article points out that moringa leaves have all 9 essential amino acids.
All 9.
Yep. That means it's a complete protein, which can be hard to find in plant-based foods.
That's a huge deal for people who don't eat meat or animal products. Getting enough protein can be tricky.
Right.
And getting all the essential amino acids, even trickier.
Yeah.
So the fact that Moringa provides all of them in one package is pretty amazing.
It really is. It's like a one-stop shop for plant-based protein.
It is, and that's super important for building and maintaining muscle mass, keeping our energy levels up, and just supporting overall health.
So we've talked about all these amazing nutrients.
So many nutrients.
But what do they actually do for our health?
Right. Let's get into the benefits.
Okay, so the article starts with immune system support.
Well, that makes sense with all those antioxidants.
Right. They help fight off those free radicals that can weaken our immune system.
Exactly. By reducing oxidative stress, Moringa can help keep our immune system strong and ready to fight off any bugs that come our way.
Okay, next up is digestive health.
Yes, fiber.
Moringa is a good source of fiber, which is so important for our gut.
It really is. Fiber keeps things moving, if you know what I mean.
I get it.
It helps prevent constipation and keeps our bowels regular.
Very important.
Plus, it feeds the good bacteria in our gut.
So it's like a prebiotic.
Precisely. And those good bacteria are crucial for a healthy gut microbiome.
Okay, I've heard that term, but what exactly is the gut microbiome?
It's basically this whole ecosystem of bacteria that live in our intestines.
Oh, wow.
And it plays a huge role in our overall health.
Really? In what ways?
Oh gosh, where do I even begin? It affects our digestion, obviously, but also our immune system, our mood, even our weight.
Wow, so having a healthy gut microbiome is super important.
Absolutely, and Moringa can help support that.
Amazing.
Now, the next benefit I found really interesting.
What's that?
Energy and metabolism.
Okay, I need more energy. Tell me about this.
So the article suggests that the iron and amino acids in Moringa can actually boost your energy levels.
Without caffeine.
Exactly, and without that jittery feeling and crash that you often get from caffeine.
That would be amazing.
Right, it's like a more natural and sustainable way to get an energy boost.
I'm sold. How does it work?
Well, iron is essential for carrying oxygen throughout our bodies, which is necessary for energy production.
Okay, that makes sense.
And amino acids are the building blocks of protein, which is also involved in a ton of metabolic processes that give us energy.
So it's like Moringa is giving our bodies the fuel they need to function properly.
Exactly. It's supporting our natural energy production systems.
Oh, is it?
Now, one of the most interesting things about Moringa is its potential to help with diabetes.
Really?
Yeah, some studies have shown that regular consumption of Moringa can help lower blood sugar levels.
That's huge.
It is. Of course, we need more research, but this is really promising for people who are managing diabetes or who want to support healthy blood sugar levels.
How does Moringa do that?
Well, we're not entirely sure yet, but scientists think that some of the compounds in Moringa might improve insulin sensitivity or affect how our bodies absorb glucose.
Interesting. So it's like Moringa is helping our bodies regulate blood sugar more effectively.
Exactly.
Now, the article doesn't just talk about the individual health benefits.
Right.
It also gets into how Moringa can help on a global scale.
Yeah, it has incredible potential to address malnutrition around the world.
Okay, how so?
Well, for one, it can grow in a variety of climates, even harsh ones.
Really?
Yep. It's a pretty resilient plant.
That's amazing.
And on top of that, it's packed with nutrients, as we've been discussing.
Right.
So it's like this perfect food source for regions where people might not have access to a lot of nutritious food.
That's a really good point.
It's a sustainable and readily available way to fight nutrient deficiencies.
The article even mentions some case studies.
Oh yeah, like real-world examples of how Moringa is making a difference.
Exactly. They talk about how it's been used in feeding programs in parts of Africa, and they've seen significant improvements in people's nutritional status, like really quickly.
Wow, so it's actually working.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing to see.
It's proof that Moringa can have a real impact on people's lives.
They also mention a study in India where they added Moringa to children's diets.
Oh, interesting.
And guess what?
What?
The kids' weight and overall health markers improved.
That's fantastic.
It just shows you how powerful this plant can be.
It's like nature's multivitamin.
Yeah.
But seriously, it highlights how important it is to address nutritional gaps, especially in kids who are still growing and developing.
Right.
And Moringa is such an easy and accessible way to do that.
Okay, so I have a question.
Okay.
For people who are already familiar with superfoods like spirulina and chlorella, how does Moringa compare?
That's a great question. And the article actually touches on this.
Okay, what does it say?
Well, it basically says that while those other superfoods are definitely good for you, Moringa is more widely available and easier to grow and use.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's a more sustainable option for a lot of people.
And probably more affordable too.
Most likely, yeah.
So let's say someone's listening to this and they're like, okay, I'm convinced. I want to try Moringa.
I would too.
Me too. But how do you actually use it?
Well, the article gives some great ideas.
Like what?
They say you can add moringa powder to smoothies, you can mix it into soups, you can even steep it as a tea.
Oh, those sound pretty easy.
They are, and that's the beauty of it. It's super versatile and easy to incorporate into your diet.
So there's really no excuse not to try it.
Exactly.
Now, of course, we have to be realistic.
Right.
Are there any downsides to Moringa?
Well, the article does mention that if you eat too much of it, you might get an upset stomach.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's probably because of the high fiber content.
That makes sense.
So like with anything, moderation is key.
Good advice. Start small and see how your body reacts.
Exactly.
Okay, last question.
Okay.
Can Moringa replace my daily multivitamin?
Ooh, that's a good one. And the article actually gives a pretty nuanced answer.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
They say that it can be a great complement to a multivitamin,
Okay.
especially for people who want to get more nutrients from whole foods.
Right.
But it's not necessarily a one-to-one replacement.
I see.
Multivitamins are designed to provide specific amounts of certain nutrients,
Yeah.
which might be higher than what you'd get from Moringa alone. So it really depends on your individual needs and goals.
No, Moringa is a great addition to a healthy diet.
Absolutely. It's like a super boost of nutrients.
But it's always a good idea to talk to your doctor before making any major changes.
Always good advice.
So as we wrap up our deep dive today, it's clear that Moringa oleifera is more than just a trendy superfood.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's packed with nutrients and has so many potential health benefits.
It's pretty amazing to think that one plant can do so much.
It is. It can support our individual health, and it has the potential to help combat malnutrition globally.
It's like a superhero plant.
Yeah. So what do you think? Are you going to try Moringa?
I think I am. How about you?
Oh, definitely. After learning all this, I'd be crazy not to.
Right. It's worth giving it a shot.
And who knows, maybe it could even inspire us to make some positive changes in the world.
It could. Even small changes can make a difference.
That's a great thought to end on.
Thanks for having me on the deep dive. It's been fun.
This was great. Thanks for sharing your expertise.
Anytime.
And thanks to all of you for listening.
Keep learning and keep exploring.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.